relying on the government to create a solution for the high cost of living and inflation. Why are we waiting for the Bank of England or for the government to help us with the high cost of living and inflation? Here is the truth. The government won't help you. Neither will the Bank of England or energy suppliers. Unfortunately, the government, the Bank of England, and energy suppliers are offering no solution at all for families who are low income and even people who are struggling. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit down and wait for them to come with a solution? Or are you going to create a solution for yourself? Although the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, decided to talk with energy bosses, he came up with no solution at all to help families facing high bills that may be over £5,000 by April 2023, according to a report published by Cornwall Insight. I don't think that is so good, isn't it? What do you think about the measure introduced by Mr. Rishi Sunak, the former Chancellor? Do you think that this support is going to be enough to support families? If you are not aware of this measure, Mr. Sunak announced a £50 billion of measures to help families, including a £400 discount for every energy bill, plus a further £650 to poorer households. For me, it's obvious that this support is not enough to cancel these high raising costs. Unfortunately, I don't think this measure is enough to support people with these high costs of energy and inflation. What about you? What do you think about the measure introduced by Mr. Rishi Sunak? Do you think it's gonna work or not? Leave me a comment below. The reason Mr. Sunak's measure won't work is because any tax we save or cash we are given by the government would be mostly spent on gas and electricity rather than on food or, if you like, essential items. That's why I think that this approach, it's only escalating the problem. It's only making things worse and making energy suppliers richer and people poorer. So I ask you, what do you think is the solution to solve this high cost of living and inflation? Leave me a comment below this video. Personally, I think that what we really need is a reduction in bills, not a reduction in taxes. Because a reduction in tax will only help few people rather than helping many people. So what about you? What do you think? Should we cut tax or reduce tax, or shall we reduce bills? Or can we reduce the both? So let me know what you think about it. What do you think about the solution offered by the Bank of England? If you are not aware of the solution provided by the Bank of England, the Bank of England's main strategy is to increase interest so that they can control inflation. Now, the Bank of England thinks that by increasing interest rates, he will be able to get people to save more money and spend less. Unfortunately, I don't think that the Bank of England's strategy of increasing interest rates will work in the long term. And this is why. As stated by Andrew Sullivan, who lives in East London, it seems that the Bank of England is using outdated economic policies used in the 1870s to control inflation or something they can't, which is the greed of big business such as the energy suppliers. And Andrew Sullivan said that what he wants is the government to reduce his bills and not to cut his taxes. I don't blame him, to be honest. I would like the same. However, I would say this to you. Don't rely on the government to come up with a solution like cutting energy bills or reduce your costs or whatever. Rather than think about how the government can help you, think about what can you do right now to spend less on energy, water, food, and so on. What can you do to earn more money or income? What can you do to spend less and earn more? Think about that and leave me a comment below this video to what you think about this, your solution. What your solution is going to be. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, subscribe to Success Booster Academy in the button below to learn more about how to become financial free, how to make more money, and how to achieve more in these turbulent times. What are you going to do from now on? Are you going to rely on the government or on energy suppliers to solve the problem of high cost of living? Or are you going to look for a solution yourself? Either way, let me know by leaving a comment below this video.